wanted to show you guys one of my favorite products, Rust's worst nightmare and your best friend if you live up north. So we're going to use some of this Chem-prime today and see how it on different surfaces, prepped, not prepped, and painted, and see how it reacts as a little experiment. So for our first test, we have this rim that's been painted a couple times. You can still see the rust coming through. We're going to hit that there on that side, and then we're going to flip the tire over, and we're going to hit some of this raw rusted inside as well, and see how that turns out. We're also going to come over here to the chassis, and we're going to hit some of the areas that I've already cleaned with the wire brush there on this drum as well, and then we're going to try hitting some of this bad stuff on the inside and see what it does as well. Alright, got my Chem-prime, pretty green color. Let's see what we can do here. See, I'm applying it to the thickest part of the rust that I showed you on camera, and it says to apply it and then to let it dry while it does its job. And then there's a residue that'll show up, but that's perfectly alright. If you want to paint the surface, it says just residue off of water. That's really bad stuff here. Right. I'd say that's a pretty good coat there. I feel like I might be already seeing something happen. We'll come back to that. And look at that. Okay. We'll apply it to the frame here. To this top half. See how that looks. This stuff is great. It'll stop the rust and turn it back into a solid again, as well as clean the metal. You're going to be impressed, I think. Alright, now let's move around. Here to do the inside. That's this bad spot. Now I didn't go in and wire brush none of this. This is all an experiment to see. Oh, it tastes terrible. Don't get it in your mouth. So the stuff's pretty dry now. This is the uncleaned, unprepped surface. As you can see, it's still rough, but look, the paint almost came back through on it. I wonder what the front's gonna look like. Oh man, look at that. This is that spot. See, remember that spot, how rusty it was? Look, the paint even almost looks brighter. I bet you I could wash this now with just soap and water and really brighten that up. I might do that just to shits and giggles. Let's go check out the truck frame. Say hi, Cass. So, Rusty Venture is Rusty.
Rusty Hercules Venture.
I'm sorry, Rusty Hercules Venture, because the regular Rusty Venture is a pussy. So, that is what it looks like after the Chem-prime. Yeah, I know it's a lot of pitting, but I think, but it's now a solid surface again. Something we can work with. You can paint over that. You can, yeah, you can paint over that. You can cut it, weld to it now. There's the white residue they were talking about. If you want to paint over this stuff, they say just use soap and water. But look how great that drum looks compared to what it looked like before. Let's see if I can find that. See, there's some before, and there's some after. That stuff is great. Chem-prime is awesome. I wire brushed in there, so there's no point in me showing you that. I went right over it, even though I said I wasn't going to. And I did some more Chem-priming over here. This was wire brushed metal. I know it all looks really bad, and I'm sure a lot of it's going to get reinforced. But Chem-prime is the shit, and it doesn't get any better than Chem-prime when you want to stop rust in its tracks. How did this plate turn out? I remember doing this. Alright, so there's an there was an unwire brushed plate. Looks pretty decent actually. That was wire brushed there. Chem-prime, your new best friend for fighting rust. Look how good this looks. I went ahead and did the whole wheel, and it like practically cleaned the rust out of the paint itself. Look, you can just get right in there and let it focus in. You see how cracked the paint is? That's where the hubcaps used to sit. Let the hubcaps the beauty rings at some point. Clean it right up. You can see how much better these leaf springs look compared to when it was all rusted. I love Chem-prime. If you live up north, you should just get a gallon of Chem-prime and start hitting all your rusty spots. Even if it ain't rusty, you should hit it because it's an inhibitor. That's really good stuff, man. I can't believe how much better this chassis looks. Yeah, there's some pitting, but it ain't, you know, super thin pitting except for in the one spot that I'm going to repair. This looks a lot better than it did this morning. I don't feel so bad about buying a rusty truck now.